shadows of North Carolina's underground, something vicious has awakened. Not summoned by ancient rituals, not created in some corporate studio laboratory, but forged from distortion, satire, blood-soaked humor, and unapologetic chaos. They are the sonic nightmare kicking down the doors of modern metal. A band bold enough to mock the madness while becoming part of it. A savage collision of brutality and dark comedy. This is Wolf Summons Baby! With riffs sharp enough to carve through bone and lyrics twisted enough to leave listeners questioning their own sanity, Wolf Summons Baby has been clawing their way through the underground with a sound that's abrasive, proactive, hilarious, and absolutely unforgettable. From Dogman Is Real to tracks like The Satan Song and Rest Is for the Living, they've become a growing force in the underground metal scene. And now they're preparing to unleash chaos at Nightmare on Franklin Street this Halloween season in Chapel Hill. Tonight, the Wolves enter the hot seat. Get ready for a deep dive into the madness, the music, the satire, the struggles, and the savage realities behind underground metal culture. Because your host with the ghost, the underground ringmaster himself, Bounce Ball Boogie, is about to drag Wolf Summons Baby straight into the heart of the Underground Nation podcast. Turn it up, lock your doors, and prepare yourself. Because the underground is howling tonight.
Yo, 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 yo! What's up, Underground Nation? It's your host with the ghost of Bounce Ball Boogie. Back again with another episode where we don't just scratch the surface, we dig beneath the graves of the underground to unearth the rawest, most unfiltered sound on this side of madness. Tonight, we're summoning something wild, straight out of North Carolina's underworld. A band that blends death metal with a wicked sense of humor and turns brutality into art. From their EP, Dogman Is Real, to anthems like The Satan Song and The Rest Is for the Living, they've been howling through the metal scene with a mix of gore, wit, and unrelenting grooves. And now they're gearing up for Nightmare on Franklin Street, a Halloween throwdown at Local 506 in Chapel Hill that's about to blow the cobwebs off your eardrums. So buckle up, because this isn't your average metal interview. This is Underground Nation Podcast, where we go beyond the blood and bone to find out what really fuels the monsters of music. So sit back and welcome Wolf Summons Baby! Andrew Wolf!
What's up,
baby?
Hey, how we doing?
Oh, a lot better now that you're here. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for accepting the invitation and being here. We appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
So please, Andrew Wolf, for those that may not know who you is, introduce yourself to the world.
I'm Andrew Wolf. I'm the frontman, vocalist, bassist of Wolf Summons Baby. I write the music, and I love killing babies.
Excuse me?
That's right, I said it. And I'll say it again, I love killing babies.
Oh my gosh, are you meaning human babies?
Well, of course.
Or wolf babies?
No, I would never hurt an animal. That's just wrong.
It's just horribly wrong. And so how do people react when you say that?
Interesting. Usually they cheer very loudly.
Do they now? I heard a whole song dedicated to this.
That's right. It's my most popular song, I would say right now.
Why would you say it's the most popular song?
That's like the reputation I get for people who know me and see my band. They're like, "Oh yeah, Andrew, the guy who kills babies."
Oh my gosh! They have picket signs outside pretty soon.
Yeah, and I do skits with it and stuff. Like the last show we played, I threw like a baby doll into the crowd, and I told them to fuck that baby up. And let me tell you, they did. It was almost scary how much they did. That crowd went ham on that baby.
They were stomping the baby.
Yeah. People were stomping on it, throwing it. It kicked it. It got stuck in the rafters of the venue.
There's a stuck baby to this day in the rafters.
And then after the show, actually, I kind of wanted to take the baby back home with me, but it was like stuck in the rafters. So I guess I was like, oh, I just got to leave it there. And then some people that were at the show, they messaged me on Instagram afterwards, and they had got the baby down from the rafters, and they were like, you forgot this, blah. And then they decapitated the baby and sent me a picture of the baby's head, and I reposted it on my story. I was like, hell yeah.
Andrew Wolf, you're eating and killing babies.
Well, I didn't say anything about eating babies.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That might be a future song, a little tease. Maybe I might delve into that a little bit.
Brains.
Gotta watch out for that prion disease, though. Eating brains is dangerous. You never know.
Really? I didn't even know about prion disease. I guess I never thought about eating brains either.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would. Most people don't.
See, I'm more normal than you thought. Oh, yeah. Take that one, Ma.
Good job, son. I'm glad you don't eat baby brains.
Like the Xander Wolf fella.
So proud.
All right. Cool. So we're going to have picket signs outside of the venue saying, don't kill our children, Andrew Wolf. I mean, babies.
Yeah. I mean, please do, by all means. Picket me and, sue me, I guess, if you want to. It'll probably be pretty good press coverage. I'm surprised I haven't been sued yet.
Oh, my gosh. Marilyn Manson and a Spooky Kid did something similar back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, with the babies, and they would actually baptize it in like a bowl of blood or something, and then throw the baby out. I don't know about the stomping and decapitating part. I do know that part I just mentioned.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal.
I think yours was more brutal than that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, though. Baptized in blood. I might take some inspiration from that later. Thanks, Marilyn.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson and the Spooky Kids. Go check it out. So what's the origin story of Wolf Summons Baby? Where did that name come from?
Well, actually, my band originally was called Wings of Steel, which was inspired by a lyric from Painkiller, Judas Priest, Wings of Steel, Painkiller. And I found out that Wings of Steel was already taken, so I was like, well, I gotta come up with a new name. And I really wasn't sure what it was gonna be, but eventually I was in like sleep paralysis, and I was kind of like hallucinating something, which is not abnormal for me. I have had tons of sleep paralysis hallucinations, but this one was interesting. I saw like the album cover, the Dogman Is Real artwork with the name Wolf Summons Baby and the Dogman and the wolf kind of in this stare down. And I was just looking at it and I was like, that's pretty awesome. I might use that. And I had someone make the artwork for me, and I used the name, and I just went from there.
Very interesting. The Dogman.
The Dogman. My favorite cryptid.
Very cool.
Do you know about the Dogman?
I don't.
It is a cryptid, a scientifically undocumented creature, kind of like Bigfoot. It's like a werewolf, except it's not like a human that transforms into the Dogman. It's just like a straight up Dogman.
Straight up werewolf Dogman.
Yeah. And then some people think maybe they have like some sort of energetic or spiritual powers or something. Some people, they think they're just like animals. Some people think that they work with the government, hunting other cryptids like crawlers and stuff. There's a Dogman Radio on YouTube. I'll give them a shout out. I used to listen to them all the time. They have people call in and tell their Dogman encounter stories. I would listen the shit out of that.
Oh my gosh. There's people bumping into Dogman to this day.
All over the place, apparently. There's a lot of people calling in.
Oh, man. So then would you consider yourself a werewolf, being that you're not in dog form right now? Or am I just seeing things?
Well, actually, I have a filter on, a human filter.
Human filter. Got it. Damn technology.
You can't even tell.
There's this world beneath the surface. A place where raw talent lives. Where voices go unheard until now. Welcome to Underground Nation, the home of the unheard, the stage for the next wave, the movement where artists, entrepreneurs, and creators rise from the shadows and take their place in the spotlight. Head over to underground-nation.com. Download the app today and step inside the experience. Dive into exclusive news articles, unfiltered reviews, powerful podcasts, and a full collection of magazine issues showcasing talent from across the globe. Discover your next favorite artist before the world catches on.
You described your music as both brutal and funny. How did that balance between horror and humor evolve?
Oh, it definitely was a process, I guess, because I didn't originally focus on it being funny necessarily. Although there's something about making music basically as brutal as possible to me always kind of struck me as funny. It's just it feels kind of silly to be let me just make some hard ass shit. You know, but I don't know. I got inspiration. Honestly, my sense of humor is just like that, and I feel some kind of, you could call it maybe like a divine inspiration or some kind of higher place calling or something. When I make the art, really, I just feel like it flows through me from somewhere else. And, that's the form that it's taken. So I guess if you got a problem with that, you got to ask God what's up.
God, what is happening with Kill Someone's Baby?
Yeah, what are you doing with this guy?
This Andrew fella, he's losing his mind. Howling at the moon, and there's no moon.
And originally, when they made the artwork for the Dogman Is Real, the artist put a moon in there, and I was like, no, you got to take that out. People are going to think it's a werewolf.
The moon is gone.
It's not a werewolf. You got to take the moon out. That was my creative note. It's not a werewolf. It's a dog, man.
Yeah, right.
I know you don't know what that is, but trust me.
How many revisions did they have to send in?
Not that many. The artist is really great.
Awesome. That's dope.
I looked up on deep dive on the internet of people describing in depth the different types of dogman and what their bodies differentiating, and I was use this as a reference, and the guy's probably this guy is fucking crazy.
I wonder if there's different breeds of dogman.
Apparently, I don't know, they got some cousins going on or something.
Oh, jeez. When people hear your songs like the Satan song or Kill the Babies, as we were just talking about, do they get the satire, or do you enjoy watching them squirm first?
Surprisingly, it's been mostly only positive reception, interestingly enough. Now, don't get me wrong, I have seen some people here and there just walk out of the venue when I'm performing, and I assume that's but no one's ever come up to me to complain about it. Generally speaking, people dig it, which is hilarious to be in the position to be on stage in front of a crowd of people and to be who wants to see me kill a live baby on stage tonight? And then the whole crowd goes, whoop.
Well, at least you're giving your audience what they want.
Apparently so.
I mean, metal has always flirted with extremes. How do you decide where the line is between shocking and being smart?
Well, at least for me, the thing is, it's got to be funny. If it's not funny, then I kind of just missed the ball on that one. Then
don't miss the ball; it always bounces back.
So, there are certain topics or something that I'm it would be cool if I could make a song about that, but I just don't know how I would do that yet. I don't know how I'd make that funny. So, if I can't make it funny, I probably just will stay away from it until I can figure out a way to make it funny.
It'll just keep twisting, turning, finding the way.
But I agree, death metal has always been, I think, inherently satirical in nature for the most part. And I think basically I'm satirizing death metal. So it's like a satire of a satire, or a meta satire. That's the way that I look at it.
That's right. Satire. I'll never forget when I saw War decapitate the talk show. Oh God, Steve Wilkos. They took his head off. Let's put it everywhere.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that is clear a satire, and it's hilarious and brutal at the same time.
Absolutely, but like you said, you kind of turned it into a weapon. Into a weapon, yeah. Do you see yourself as entertainers, critics, or something else entirely?
Oh, I'm an entertainer. Totally, I'm not up there trying to convince people to think a certain way or to spread my belief system. I'm just a monkey who's dancing.
Warning people about the dogman that lurks in the neighborhoods.
Yeah. No, I don't take myself too seriously, and I honestly sometimes it kind of rubs me the wrong way when other people do, when other musicians and stuff try to invoke like a message and try to convince people to think a certain way about certain things, whatever it may be, politics, religion, whatever. It's like, you're a performer. What are you doing? Like, and how arrogant are you that you think that your idea, you understand everything so well that everyone else should think like you do? To me, that just seems crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Some artists wait to be discovered. Others step into the shadows and take their shot. Welcome to Mic Check Thursday, hosted by the host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Every week, the boogeyman opens the gates, searching for the realest voices in the underground. No industry politics, no fake hype, just raw talent and honest feedback. Think you've got a hot track? For just 99 coins, submit your song and get one guaranteed play live. Get reviewed by Bounce Ball Boogie and the full panel of creatures from the Boogieverse. And if your sound hits different, you might earn something most artists never get: a personal invitation to a spotlight interview on the official Underground Nation podcast. This isn't a contest. This is a gateway to exposure, to community, to your next level. Join us live for Mic Check Thursday. Bring your track, bring your courage, and step into the Boogieverse. The Underground is watching. Are you ready to be heard?
But I want to learn about your creative process. How does a track like Rest is for the Living go from a twisted thought to a finished product?
Rest is for the Living one is a unique one, actually, because that one was actually just based off of a video game character. The Scion from League of Legends. Scion. At the time I wrote that song, I think I was playing a League of Legends, and I just thought Scion was such like a brutal character, like this just big monster that just like he's just out for blood. And I was like, and actually all the lyrics in that song are actually things that Scion says in League of Legends, like his video game quotes.
Yeah.
And I just like turned it into a song. just because I liked him.
Did you ever tell it to anyone else, or is that exclusive here on Underground Nation?
Some people know, but it's not something I usually go around mentioning, so probably not that many people know.
And if you don't know, now you know. League of Legends.
Yeah, which don't try to play League of Legends with me. I don't want to play anymore.
Oh, man.
I sank so many hours in that game, I can't touch it.
Can't touch it. It's over.
It's a thing of the past.
All right, I get it. Well, what themes or real-life experiences inspire the brutality behind your lyrics?
Well, I don't know necessarily if any actually do, unless you were to think about like what would potentially shape my sense of humor, which is an interesting question. And I don't know if I would really have a good answer for that. I feel like I've always had an interesting sense of humor. I think that's kind of just the way I am. And I kind of just embed that into the music. Honestly, I wouldn't have a specific thing to point at to be like, this made me laugh at dark things or blah, 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 blah. I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. I've always enjoyed playing in the dark.
Yeah.
Talking to my friends in the mirror. I mean, it was just something I did.
Although, interestingly, I never really liked like horror movies or anything like that.
You did not?
No, I still don't like horror movies. And I've seen a bunch of them because all my friends in college really loved watching horror movies. And I would watch them. I'd be like reluctantly like, all right, I guess I'll watch it. And I like watching like comedies and things that make me laugh and feel like very uplifted. I don't like feeling scared. I like feeling like joy and love and positivity. And that's the energy that I take into my music.
There you go. Right before you chuck the baby into the crowd.
This is about bringing everybody together. This one's called Kill the Babies.
So how much of your live show is actually planned chaos versus pure instinct?
I like being theatrical. I like doing skits, and I experiment with it. So generally, if you go to a show, you can expect there to be something, you know.
Oh, there's going to be something.
It's going to be something.
Well, what's the craziest crowd reaction you've seen so far at a show?
I think that everyone stomping on the baby head has to be definitely up there for sure.
Is there a video of this?
Yeah, I posted a video on my Instagram. You can check it out. It has, I did a compilation of, I had a camera set up and all the crowd just like going ham on that baby.
Going ham. Better check this out, y'all. Underground Nation is going to pull up on Andrew Wolf's Instagram.
It's on the Wolf Summons Baby Instagram.
Wolf Summons Baby Instagram. Well, since you don't like horror movies, it sounds like you like to create your own horror movie on the stage. Tell us about your upcoming Nightmare on Franklin Street show. What kind of madness are you planning to unleash?
I'm very excited for this. Got a 5-band bill and a lot of death metal in that bill. It's going to be a brutal night. It's going to be Halloween themed, so everybody can wear costumes and everything. And, be prepared for something crazy. But, yeah, if you want to know what it is, you just have to be there.
Come on, give us a hint. Little something.
Well, let's see. One small thing that I'll probably will incorporate is I brought some breakaway bottles recently, so I might throw those in the mix.
Bottles are getting broken.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is going to be fun. What do you think sets Wolf Summons Baby apart from other underground metal acts?
Well, they don't usually talk about killing babies, for one thing.
That is very true.
I don't know why.
Talked about a whole bunch of other stuff.
I think I just have a much higher willingness to just say crazy shit and just like see how it goes. I think a lot of people, even though they think it's funny, they kind of shy away from actually being the guy to say the crazy shit because understandable, maybe you have a professional career that you don't want to get fired from or something. Although that never stopped me. I'm a registered nurse and I was doing this the whole time while I'm working.
That's what you're doing today still?
Actually, recently stopped nursing. Still have an active license, but I don't think I'll go back to it. I'm actually planning on taking over my mom's accounting business, and I've been doing work as a stagehand as well.
Oh, wow. Right on. Taking over the business. Well, good luck on that venture.
Thank you.
Is there ever a fear that satire might get misunderstood, or is that just part of the thrill?
Well, some people will misunderstand it. I think that's inevitable. Or even if they don't misunderstand it, they will at least, some people will take a stance against it based on the assumption that other people will think it's bad. And then because they want other people to think that they're good. So they'll be like, I stand against this because I want everyone to think that I'm a good person or some shit like that. Which is fine. And some people, I guess, inevitably will actually be offended, which sucks. But I mean, I don't think that's a good enough reason for me to not want to do the things that I want to do. And I think probably so many more people will enjoy it than will be offended by it that it is what it is.
It is what it is. It's always going to be a hater, someone mad in the corner. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think it's my purpose. So it wouldn't really make sense for me to shy away from my purpose, the thing that I'm supposed to do, just because some people won't like it.
That's right. You stay true to that purpose, Andrew.
Which is a hilarious thing to say. Yes, writing music about killing babies. This is my purpose. But I mean that.
Why do you feel it's your purpose and to say it like that?
Well, I suppose I just feel very strongly about it. It seems obvious to me, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Everything seems to align in that direction. I love doing it. I get very positive reception for doing it. And I just get that feeling of, I guess you could call it like divine inspiration, without a better choice of words, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every day, creative spirits pour their hearts into their craft, only to feel ignored. No support, no network, no real community. That's why the Boogieverse was created. A place where musicians, podcasters, artists, streamers, entrepreneurs, and creators connect, collaborate, and rise together. Stop chasing success alone. Join the Boogieverse Discord today, where creative spirits build each other up to greatness.
So then, if you could collaborate with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
John Gallagher of Dying Fetus, I'm looking at you. I had talked to him at one point, and he did agree to do a guitar solo for me, but he later backed out. I'm looking at you, man. Still want to do it. We'll see if we can work it out.
Pushing positive energy to make that happen.
If it doesn't, it is what it is, but,
Yeah, totally get it.
Maybe one
does.
Once I get famous enough, he'll come around.
Yeah, I'll come around. Absolutely. So then, Andrew Wolf, how do you stay motivated to create in a genre that thrives on darkness and intensity?
I think really motivation is like a non-factor. At a certain point, feel like you just got to get your life sorted, your mental state sorted, and the lack of motivation probably just exists because you haven't taking the time to dive in yourself and sort yourself out properly.
So a lot of self-development.
Yeah, I am heavily invested in self-development.
Absolutely. Mental health, got to keep that in check.
Absolutely. I mean, you can't expect to be extremely successful with anything you're doing if you're not taking the time to first be successful at being yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Many independent artists struggle with financing tours, merch, recording, distribution, marketing. What's been your biggest financial challenge as an artist, working with the band, etc.?
Well, I spent, I guess, the time and money first to become a registered nurse, and I was, pretty well paid as a registered nurse. And so I was using that money to finance myself. Obviously, I quit that recently, and my next plan is to build the accounting business. Ideally, set it up in a way that I can get the maximum amount of money with a minimum amount of work. And even then, most of the accountant's work is done in the first, because I'll be doing taxes, most of it will be done in the first 3.5 months of the year. So if I dedicate 3.5 months of the year to making money, make a year's worth of money, then the rest of the time I could just focus mostly on playing music. So I think it's more advantageous to me that way. When I was working as a nurse, I had to work every other weekend and I had to work, 40 hours every week. So even though I had the money, it was severely limiting the amount of time that I could actually put into the music. Yeah. So I originally thought that would be like a really optimized strategy, but I realized later that it's not really. Plus, honestly, like being a nurse is, it can suck pretty bad sometimes. So I'm hoping that this will be a better strategy than I'm going to now.
That's right. Always got to implement the plan. The plan has to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I always fight with these managers out here because they want to manage artists and bands, and the first thing I ask, did you help them create a business plan? If there's not an actual plan in place, what the hell are you managing?
Yeah.
Managing or babysitting? There's a fine line there.
It seems like a pretty obvious first step, when you think
Yeah. Got to create the plan and talk about the risks and how do we pivot when those risks present themselves. That's a big lesson that Metallica learned back in the 70s, or was it 80s, when the driver hit the black ice and crashed the tour bus and they lost their original bass player.
Yeah.
There was no life insurance in place. There was nothing. Yeah. Yeah, rest in peace. I forget his name. I want to say it and know it, but
was it the one who?
Dang it!
Was it the one who played on Master of Puppets? Was it Cliff Burton?
Was it Cliff? Yes, Cliff.
Cliff Burton, yeah.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah, I did learn "For Whom the Bell Tolls" one time on bass. Great song.
Yes, very good song. But yes, man, that's all we're saying is got to put that plan first in place and claim the goal. What does success look like at the end? That would be different for everybody.
I totally agree. And the interesting thing about it as well, I would also say, to add on to that, is you can't be too attached to what you think the plan should be, because it's going to change.
Exactly.
Yes, you need to make a plan, but also don't spend so much time making a plan that you're not taking any action steps. Like, you got to do both.
Yes.
And
execute.
As you take action steps, you're going to realize that your plan needs to change. You can sit down and draft up an entire perfect plan and then waste like a year doing that. And then once you start taking the steps, you'll be like, oh shit, I got to change the plan. So yeah, you got to make a plan, but you got to take steps, because having the experiences will give you the knowledge to allow you to improve your plan.
Exactly. And also help you get back on track when you fall the fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So overall, what's been the most rewarding fan interaction or message you've received so far?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind actually is that I have this friend of mine who's also a musician, and she is also like super Christian. And I thought it was so funny that when she saw my band live, the song that she liked the most was the Satan song. But she's just a musician through and through, so she appreciated the musicality of it. She has a good sense of humor, and she didn't take it too seriously. And I just thought that was a hilarious choice for her to like that one specifically.
Sure. She just admired the artistry.
Yeah, absolutely. And she comes to like all my shows, which is, it never stops being funny to me to have that kind of person in my crowd.
That's very cool. Speaking of your crowd, how has the North Carolina underground community helped shape your journey?
Well, we'll find out as we keep going, but from my experience so far, getting to know the other bands and the other musicians goes a long way.
Yeah.
If you can ingratiate yourself with the community, that will probably be one of your biggest assets, I think.
Absolutely. Networking.
Yeah, which I spent a long time doing before I had the band members. Before I had the band, I would just go out to music spots. I would just talk to people, trade Instagrams. And I'm glad that I did that, because it ended up being very helpful for me.
Absolutely.
You never know when you're going to make a connection that can be very beneficial for you.
Yes. That's basically what we do all day long is reach out and make connections like we did with you.
Yeah.
We find some good talent.
You never know, even if you and I don't talk to each other for like a couple years or something, God forbid, then you and I might run into each other at some point and just have this amazing win-win situation develop that existed just because we remembered each other from an interview a couple years ago. Like, the potential long-term benefits from knowing people, you never know what they are.
That's right. You never know. Like, you never know. I could have a homie in North Carolina right now putting together some kind of big festival, and he was like, yo, can you help me find some dope bands? And I'm like, shit, I know this Wolf Kid. The Dogman. Not the Wolf Kid, the Dogman.
Yeah, and so that would be my son. If I have a son, he'll be the Wolf Kid.
The Wolf Kid coming soon.
It wouldn't be a bad stage name, actually. Wolf Kid. It's not bad.
I don't know. Just build it on to the pack.
Some artists wait to be discovered. Others step into the shadows and take their shot. Welcome to Mic Check Thursday, hosted by the host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. Every week, the boogeyman opens the gates, searching for the realest voices in the underground. No industry politics, no fake hype, just raw talent and honest feedback. Think you've got a hot track? For just 99 coins, submit your song and get one guaranteed play live. Get reviewed by Bounce Ball Boogie and the full panel of creatures from the Boogieverse. And if your sound hits different, you might earn something most artists never get: a personal invitation to a spotlight interview on the official Underground Nation podcast. This isn't a contest. This is a gateway to exposure, to community, to your next level. Join us live for Mic Check Thursday. Bring your track, bring your courage, and step into the Boogieverse. The Underground is watching. Are you ready to be heard?
Now, mental and emotional burnout hits all artists across all genres. How do you protect your creative energy while staying in this heavy genre?
I focused a lot of time on learning how to, I guess you could say, like, manipulate my emotional state. So you could like body hacking, they call it, I think. For example, there are habits, actions that you can take on a daily basis to improve how you feel. I do a lot of meditating. I take cold showers. I do breath work, breath exercises, things like this. When you stack all these positive habits on top of each other, it sets you in a place where you're much more likely to have success. And then when you do have that rut of demotivation or feeling down or something, if you know the actionable steps that you can take to work against that, to put yourself back in the positive direction, because there are things that you can take that can have an immediate or long-lasting benefit. So if you know what those things are and you can take those steps when you're feeling that way, then you can negate a lot of the negative side effects of those kinds of feelings.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus being able to pour into your music as an outlet, that's always a plus.
Yeah. I mean, cold showers for me is a big one. I know a lot of people joke on cold showers, and I did too. When I first, people told me to take cold showers, there's no way I'm fucking doing that. But when I learned the science behind it, I became more motivated by it. Cold exposure causes a significant and long-lasting release of dopamine in your brain. So it literally makes you feel better when you sit in the cold water, have the cold water run on you for like a minute, a couple minutes. It literally just releases dopamine in your brain and makes you feel better. So if you just do shit like that like literally makes you feel better chemically, then you're gonna start feeling better to some extent, right? It seems kind of obvious.
Yeah. So you're telling me I should try to jump in the cold shower tomorrow morning?
Give it a shot. You might like it.
Because I've always said the same thing you did. Fuck that. I'm doing it.
Yeah, well, I'm addicted to it now. I do it every time I take a shower during the morning or the day or whatever. At the end of it, I just turn it as cold as it can go, and I just stand in there and just but it makes me feel great. It really does. So, I'm not, and I need it too, because if I slack on all this stuff, then I can be very neurotic, like a lot of other musicians, we can be very neurotic. But that's how I combat that, is by doing things like cold showers.
Cold shower. I'm going to give it a shot, and I'm going to report back to you.
Okay. You gotta stay in there for at least 1 minute.
Okay. All right. That shouldn't be too hard, right?
Well, we'll see.
All right.
I will say you get used to it over time. It might hit you kind of hard at first, but you get used to it.
Okay. It's like taking a shot of whiskey your very first time. But then you start to get used to it. You know what I'm saying? It gets easier.
And then you just take a whiskey every day.
I don't recommend that. Don't. Whiskey's bad. Whiskey turns good men to evil dogman that will possibly eat your brains.
Potentially. But that's the risk you take when you live life on the edge.
That's right. And on the edge we walk. Andrew Wolf, if one of your fans out there is struggling, maybe they're broke, burnt out, or battling their own demons, What advice would you give them tonight?
Well, I think that you should spend some time doing things that can, if you're suffering in the moment, you can take immediate actions that will make you feel better in the moment. You can research things like physiological sighs and cold showers and meditation. But if you want to improve yourself in the long term, you're going to have to dive a little deeper, and you're going to have to face those demons that you have. The thing is, if you can allow yourself to fully experience those emotions that you're hiding that are causing you trouble, then they will start to resolve themselves naturally. And you can do that during your meditations, doing some breath work and things like that. I will say the good news is that you can fix it, if you put in the time and the work and the effort. I know it sucks, and I know you don't want to when you're in that moment, but you can fix it, and I believe in you, and I think you should. And also, you can go get help from like a psychiatrist or something if you need to. That's okay too. Sometimes people need that. Sometimes the other stuff's not enough. Everyone's in a different situation. But I'd say, keep your chin up, kid.
Right from the Dogman himself. That was really well said.
Thank you.
You could tell you really meant that. Right from the dog heart that you have.
And then fucking kill yourself.
Son of a bitch. Andrew Wolf, is there any shout-outs or thank yous or maybe anything we forgot to promote? Please take this time to shine.
I appreciate that. Well, I want to give a shout-out to you, Mr. Boogie, for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
He's got some sick music of his own. If you haven't listened to it, I recommend you look it up.
Appreciate that. And you definitely should go look it up. You get your bounce on and boogie your way to bed.
Other than that,
I'm headed.
I'm just looking forward to playing some dope shows. And well, if you want to get a physical copy of my Dogman Is Real CD, then you can buy one online. It'll get shipped to you. You can just go to my Instagram at Wolf Summons Baby. It's in the link tree.
That's right. Wolf Summons Baby. Wow. We're very excited for you and Nightmare on Franklin Street coming up on October 25th at local 506 in Chapel Hill.
It's going to be a good one.
It sounds like it's going to be a great one. Would you by chance be live streaming that night?
I hadn't considered that, but I suppose I could, yeah.
We sure will love that.
Actually, I'm going to be most likely having a cinematographer film the whole thing and turn it into a video for me. Well,
hey.
At least my...
Sure, yeah. That would be really cool.
I could potentially... I could live stream it on my phone, and then later on I'll have a real nice done-up version to go on YouTube.
Oh, man. The possibilities. Well... That was one wicked ride with the beast of satire, Andrew Wolf of Wolf Summons Baby. Let me try.
That was a good one.
Thanks. I really tried.
You sure you're not a dog man? I've been looking for you.
I cannot confirm that.
I'm going to have to come find you.
What if I am a part? What if I am a werewolf? How would I know if I enter a complete whole other state of mind?
I guess you wouldn't remember. Like, do you ever wake up with all your clothing torn and blood?
Imagine all my fresh clothes just ripped.
Now that you mention it, sometimes I do just wake up with like blood and torn clothing all over me. But I never put the two pieces together.
Never thought of it like that, Andrew. Shit, the Midnight Killer they've been talking about on TV. That could be me. Crap. That could be the big shadow man on it. You just might solve some mysteries there, Andrew Wolf.
Well, if I do, cool. I'm not really trying to.
There you go. Go follow Wolf Summons Baby. Go to the link tree in Wolf Summons Baby's link in bio to like, follow, and subscribe to everything that's Wolf Summons Baby on all social media and streaming platforms. And keep your eyes peeled for the live Possible live stream, Nightmare on Franklin Street, October 25th at local 506 in Chapel Hill. And make sure for everything rumbling beneath your feet in the underworld of sound, head over to underground-nation.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Underground Nation podcast on your favorite streaming platform. Drop us a review, take a snapshot, and send it in so you can get a shout out on a future episode, just like I'm about to do right now. Shout out to Lotus Love, Queen, Shadow Queen, and Raven is Lore for not just giving us great reviews, but being super fans of the Boogieverse. Until next time, I'm your host with the ghost of Bounce Ball Boogie, reminding you, the underground never sleeps, it just gets louder. Thank you, Andrew Wolf, for Wolf Summons Baby.
Thank you.
Oh, you got it.
A massive shout out and thank you to the savage minds of Wolf Summons Baby for stepping into the darkness tonight here on the Underground Nation podcast with your host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie. From brutal riffs to twisted satire, tonight's conversation proved one thing loud and clear. The underground is alive, dangerous, and louder than ever. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you visit underground-nation.com to discover more incredible artists clawing their way up from beneath the surface and shaking the foundations of the underground music scene. And if you are an artist, band, entrepreneur, creator, or visionary who wants to be featured on a future episode of the Underground Nation podcast, don't wait in the shadows. Submit your information now to ugnpodcast@gmail.com for your chance to step into the hot seat. Remember, the mainstream follows trends. The underground starts them. Until next time, stay loud, stay dangerous, and keep your eyes glowing in the dark.